Hello, everyone, and welcome again. Now, if you're watching this, we are now in part 2 of the interview with life coach Donna Brown in Dubai. If you haven't watched the part 1 yet, I would encourage you to watch part 1 as well, because there are some questions and answers which I think will be beneficial. But again, this second session will prove to be as equally beneficial to you, and hopefully can reach to as many people as we can, especially during the times that we are facing at the moment in terms of the challenging times that we are having right now. Now, without further ado, again, I'm gonna carry on with the questions to Donna. Hi, Donna, welcome again.
Thanks, Kamil. Well, nice to be back.
Absolutely. Again, I hope everyone's you're doing well, and you know, everything's all right on your end, especially with what's happening now. Again, that kind of follows on to the first question for the second session that I want to ask. As we all know, there's changes happening all over the place globally that has affected. I can't imagine a single person that's not being affected by what's going on out there. So our daily lives, daily routine, this time a couple of months ago was a completely different scene to many of us. So you know, some people might see it as a negative thing, whilst others might see it as a positive situation. So how can lifestyle help us cope with what's happening around us?
It's a good question, Kamil. And, you know, a lifestyle, how does one's lifestyle help you to cope? And so when I take a look at what is happening right now, personally, I'm seeing it in two parts. I'm seeing it, one aspect of this has to do with a virus, a lethal virus, right? And then the other aspect is we are quarantined, we are staying at home, we are not able to move about and do the things that we have done in the past. So to address the virus, and in terms of a lifestyle, you know, what I'm doing, and I think many people, if they're not already doing this, should be doing this, is saying to themselves, how can I improve my immune system? What do I need to do to improve my health here? What can I do? Does it mean that I need to be, you know, one of the concoctions that I drink in the morning, first thing, and I've read about, and there's so much information on the net everywhere that you can find about this, is, you know, some preventative, what are they called? Alternative drinks that you can take. And I do a concoction of turmeric, of ginger, of lemon, black pepper, and I think there's one more ingredients in there that I put, I don't recall now. And basically, you know, I drink this every morning, and this is supposed to boost my immune system. You know, I'm doubling up on vitamin C intakes that I'm taking. I'm eating more fruits. I'm reading a lot about nutrition at the moment, and I'm becoming more aware that, you know, a kiwi has more vitamin C than an orange does. So I went out and I made a purchase, and now I've included kiwis in my diet. So I think that's the one side of it that we need to do to alter our lifestyle to be able to manage the situation that we're in, is certainly that. Yeah. And then the other aspect of that is we are confined to our spaces, and within that confinement, we may find ourselves feeling lots of unease, whether it is anxiousness, whether it's fear, right? Some people have lost their jobs in this pandemic that is going on. And so you have to sit quietly with yourself in time like this and say, okay, who am I? What is my life purpose here? Really go deep and ask yourself, am I doing the things that I love? Do I feel good within my life, within myself? Ask yourself some tough questions and let the answers come to you. You have the time, right? And take small steps to make the changes that you need to change to be able to come out of this really strong, feeling super good about yourself. Yeah, it's each person, I think, each person's responsible for themselves, right? And so in a time like this, we can only think, me and my family, what's best for them, right? So if I'm good, if I'm happy, if I'm having a great life, if I'm showing my children, my family, that there is something positive to take away from this, then they too will be influenced and take away something positive from this. So become a leader in this time, if not just for yourself, but for your family, for your friends, yeah? And look to what you can do that makes you feel good, that will bring about positive change in your life, and stick to it and do it.
That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you for sharing that. It's changed the way that I'm looking at things. So, and again, I hope you guys, if you're watching this, I hope it's useful, because really gold standard stuff coming up from Donna at the moment.
Thanks.
If you don't mind sharing with us, but a particular challenge in your past that almost you can say, has created a story for you of how have you overcome that challenge, and how do you use the lessons from that challenge to cope with what's happening now?
When I heard that question, I'm not sure it's a challenge that I had experienced, but I'll tell you a story of what happened to me. I had just started out on my meditation journey, and a good friend of mine was already, she was, I wouldn't say fully bloomed, but she was more advanced in this area than I was, and she became my mentor. And one of the things that I remembered learning from her was how to be alone. So what does that mean? It was very interesting, because I'll never forget, she'd asked me the question, goes, do you spend time alone? And I was like, yeah, I live alone. And she says, no. Do you ever spend a weekend whereby you turn off your mobile phone? You have no access to, music around you, no internet. You don't go outside of your apartment, and you sort of sit with yourself for 48 hours and just live a life. And I thought it was totally absurd, right? But she was my mentor, and I admired her and inspired me in many ways. I thought, you know what, I'm going to take this on as a challenge, and I'm going to do it. And so I remember the weekend that I decided to lock myself inside for 48 hours. And I did it reasonably well. I educated my friends and family, told them that, hey guys, this weekend I will not be available. I went grocery shopping the Friday night before. I jogged. I think I did a cycling class the Friday night before as well. So I prepared myself for the next 48 hours to be totally alone. Yeah. And of course, Friday night was easy. I just fell asleep. Saturday, I woke up, and like many people are doing right now, they're doing home improvements and cleaning out their homes and so on. And I did exactly that, right? I spent the Saturday cleaning out and da. What was interesting was, by Sunday morning, I woke up and I had an immaculate home, and I was feeling a little bit anxious, like, okay, what's next? I can't touch my phone. I can't touch the internet. I can't listen to music. I can read. So I read a little bit, had breakfast. It was only 12 noon. Like, okay, I have hours to go. By mid-afternoon, Kamil, I remember breaking down in tears, literally. Something inside of me sort of just opened. And I broke down in tears, and I was crying, and I allowed myself that moment. I allowed myself to cry. But at the end of it, I felt extreme peace. I felt really good. I felt a great sense of energy that had come back to me, and I felt invigorated, and therefore I was able to continue to make myself dinner and to be alone with myself, but this time enjoying it. And through that experience, I then later went on to do silent retreats, whereby, for 48 hours, you don't speak. I practice yoga, I practice meditation, I read, but my voice is silent. And I think those types of experiences that I've had in my life has certainly allowed me today to really feel comfortable and good about being in quarantine for a period of time and not having a lot of fear or anxiety about it. I know myself. I can plan my days and be productive in my day, and I can enjoy my own company. There is not, and because I'm practicing the quality of my thoughts, right? I have control. I try to control the quality of my thoughts. When I am feeling a little bit anxious, right? I go back to, what am I thinking? What is that thought doing to my body? How am I feeling? So I try to be completely aware of myself and what is going on around me.
Well, that's, again, amazing story, Donna, because I think that's really, what's really interesting is again, you mentioned that you did this before, right?
Yes.
This
Yes.
process of, can I say self-isolation? Like you isolate yourself and you disconnect from technology. And again, what's really interesting is it's on purpose. It's not something that you are forced into doing. You took that upon yourself to say, I want to test myself. What can come out of this?
Exactly.
So that's a really interesting thing to understand, that helped or aided in terms of the fact that we can't go out now. We still have technology, but that's a choice, right? Whether we want to be consumed by a lot of technology, or we can be at peace with not having it and still lead a peaceful life. Again, I think it'll be useful for you guys if you're watching this, some tips there from Donna in terms of the time to available to us now to connect with ourselves, which usually we don't have the opportunity because we're consumed by the other distractions in life. Just a final question. Is there any kind of other advice that you can share with us?
I think this is the time right now. The world situation is one whereby each person really have to look at themselves and think, what is it that they want to do? This goes back to, and I mentioned it before, but it's a very big one for me, is what is your life purpose? Yeah, we're all here for a reason, and wouldn't it be a shame if it wasn't discovered during this time frame that we have? And right now we've been given an opportunity. I see it as an opportunity to spend time with yourself, to get to know yourself, right? And so in that, I think this is a great moment to really reflect and see, who am I? What is it that I want from life? Am I doing really what it is that I want to do in my lifetime? And if you're not doing it, then what do I need to change? What are the small steps that I need to change to allow me to get from where I am to where I want to go? Right? What do I need to do? And embark on that. And that's pretty much it.
If you are watching this, I encourage you to get in touch with Donna's through her website. If you don't mind sharing the website address again with us, Donna, and how to contact you.
Absolutely. It is dblifecoaching.com. Yes.
dblifecoaching.com. Okay, that's all we have time for now. Again, truly appreciate. Thank you so much. Gratitude to Donna and you guys watching out there. And we're going to get through this stronger than before. So that's all for us from now. Stay safe and see you guys soon.